the Richelieu, and one thing I had to do is I had to assemble some of the kit. I'm not going to assemble the model, but I had to add some parts to the bottom of the hull so we could add the hull red. And one thing I added was the propeller shafts and the rudder, and that way I can just paint it all the hull red, and it just makes it a whole lot easier. I'm not going to paint the I'm not going to assemble the kit itself. What I'm going to do is I've actually had to look through all the instructions while I was getting the parts for the hull here. What I'm going to do is, where is the little guide here? There we go. I've been looking over the parts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it all on the trees. I think it's going to be a lot easier that way. For example, you got the dark blue here, the lighter gray. That right here is the dark blue, and the light gray on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it all on the tree. I'm going to try to paint the pattern. It should be pretty square and even, so it shouldn't be no problem at all. And what I want to do is once I get done painting it all, I'm going to tell you what color it is, and you'll have to get basically 3 colors, and you may have to have just a little touch-up paint when you assemble it. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it than actually putting the model together, and I just think that'll be a whole lot easier. But anyway, we're going to paint the pattern that's on this side, and then a different pattern on the other side. And I need to change my ink because you can see where fresh ink and old ink is combined. But anyway, we'll get to the pattern probably in about a week. But first thing, I had to paint the hull red. Now this is just one light coat, and it was just to basically get rid of my old bottle of hull red, which I think Tamiya makes the best hull red. I did buy Vallejo's hull red. I don't know. I think it's a tad bit dark, my personal opinion. But anyway, it may I may spray it on a scrap, see if I like it. But anyway, Tamiya one's my go-to hull red for almost every ship. And you can see where it's very light. That's because that bottle was thin, extremely thin with thinner, and just to get a base coat on there, you can see where it ran where it was just actually really thin. But anyway, got me a new fresh bottle here, so we are ready to put a second coat on. And once I get it the way I want it, I'm going to shoot it with some Future, get it real glossy, and let it sit, and then we'll do the waterline. And the waterline, I don't like to paint them. I always use drafting tape or pinstripe tape, because if you try to mask it, honestly, it'll be crooked. This way, it's just a whole lot easier to cheat with the pinstripe tape. And what time is it? I've been doing this since 5:04 a.m. Been at this for a couple hours. But anyway, the rat. One thing I've done is I got it all assembled. I got the tracks on. I got all the little accessories that go on top. Got the little turrets. The turrets do spin. The main turret does spin. And now what I've done so far is I'm putting on the photo etch railing that goes on it. And it's got one on each side, and then stuff in the back. But anyway, it is all done. And once I get the photo etch on, I'll probably shoot it with a coat of primer just to make it all look pretty, and for the base coat. So man, I got a frog in my throat. Excuse me. Oh, the paint job that we're going to do is we're going to do this paint job right here. Which the last one we did that one. But we're going to do this camo, but we're going to change it up. We're going to put this turret on that camo, so that'll look pretty darn slick. So anyway, it's kind of almost that way anyway. But anyway, it's I think this is one of Tacom's best kits. It's just the subject matter just goes together real easily. But anyway, that is what I've got going on today. We are doing a photo etch for the rat and getting ready to get some paint, which I had to go purchase some. So we're going to try that. some new paint, because I had the colors, but I really didn't really have that exact shade. But anyway, we'll get that probably accomplished hopefully this weekend, if not very, very soon. But anyway, that's what I've got going. We're doing some photo etch and finishing up the rat, and we are doing some whole red on the Richelieu. So that's what I got going on today, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.